Hi everyone. I thought that I would do a short little tutorial for you. I'm sitting here working on my book and I had to add, well, not had to, I wanted to add one of my little hummingbirds onto a page that I'm working on. So I'm working on a flip. This is the flip. This page here is actually from A Passion for Pink, but it went really nice with this particular journal. So this flip, this is kind of what it will look like. So it'd be like this. This opens, so you have this here, but you know, and I added the little rose cutout. This is also from the collection. Like you get a whole bunch of different flowers and cut them out. And, it's in the store. I forget what it's under. Vintage Flowers, maybe something like that. So I decided to use that on this page because it was kind of boring, and I trimmed it in gold. And then I'm working on this flap here. I need something front and back here. But when I looked at this, I thought, you know, it looks really, really plain. I wanted to add something. And what goes better with flowers than birds, right? So I did this little guy. So I thought I'd show you how you can turn something like this, which is just a thin piece of scrap paper that I've cut some hummingbirds out of. You can use whatever, and the technique is exactly the same. So I'll set that aside and show you what I did. Now you can do it with distress inks, or you can use the oxide inks. I used a combination when I did mine. I'm going to telephoto in a little bit for you so that you can see what I'm doing. And I used a combination of colors. The distress ink for this was the Scattered Straw. I used Picked Raspberry, and that's the oxide. I also used Tattered Rose oxide, and I used Vintage Photo. And I think that's all I'm going to do. So let's move those out of the light so it doesn't cast a shadow for you. Now, I need my tool, that one, and I need that one. So, first what I wanted to do was the lightest color. I always start with the lightest color and then build up darker on top of it. So I'm going to start with my Scattered Straw. Now, before anybody says that's a brilliant idea, it's not my idea. I saw somebody else do it. I thought it was brilliant. So, just load up your tool, your sponge, and I basically want his body, but if I get it other places, it's not a big deal. Actually, I'm going to put, hang on one sec, piece of scrap underneath. Okay, so I know it's white on white, but hopefully that'll show pretty good for you. Make sure I'm in camera. And this one I'm going to press pretty firmly. The last one I felt was a little soft, although that's fine because it is for the faded floral. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Somebody's going to ask me. Okay. And then I'm going to use the Scattered Straw. And I wanted, I think the top of his wing. Let's go the top of his wing. I don't know why I call him he, but to me it's a he. So there's some Scattered Straw. Okay. And I might as well just put it back in the drawer. I did Tattered Rose. And I want Picked Raspberry. It's a nice bright color, but I wanted a two-tone pink. So let's do down at the bottom here. Now if you've never used the oxides before. They look really pretty just like that, but you can spray them with a bit of water and you'll get a different look. I'm going to do the top of the head too in the pink. And I think I might do just a little bit on the wing. Just a little bit. Okay. And then we'll take this one and do the beak. I don't want to go too dark with the beak because I do want sort of that pastel-y look. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is take my tweezers and I'm just going to clip it there. And off camera, I'm going to take my spray bottle of water. It's just water. And I'm just going to spritz over the bird and get a different look to it. So it makes it sort of almost a chalky look. And I'll take my heat tool and dry it. So there's my bird inked. Oh, that looks cool on there. Yeah, sorry, you know how I am. Get sidetracked. Don't look at the light, don't look at the light. Okay, then what I wanted to do is take my Versamark and I'm going to cover it first with clear embossing powder. Tub here. Take my tweezers again, tap it in there. Okay, and then I'm going to grab it. And now if you've got too much on the back, I always keep a dedicated cheapola brush just to sweep it off. I don't like too much, or then sometimes it doesn't glue on your page very well. Okay, set that aside. Now I'm going to heat set it. What's that one for? Oh, that goes over there. Okay. Oh, I'm going to need that. All right, here we go. So now heat setting it changes the color yet again, which is very cool. Then, when you take these off, just give it a quick blast so that it melts what was underneath that. Okay, now what I want to do is take my Versamark pen. One side is a paintbrush and one side is a tip. In this case, I want the paintbrush. Boy, you can tell I use that a lot, right? And I'm going to take some gold. Now, I don't want a lot on the bird. I just want to accent the edges. So just, I lightly do it. I do it all along, bit by bit, and I heat set it as I go. But I'm going to do this off camera. So it doesn't blow all over the place. Okay, just that little tiny bit makes such a big difference. And the extra effort is worth it. Just a little head. And I think I'm doing the whole beak, so I'll do that. And I'll go back onto this side. And the reason I do that is this is heated, so you want that side to cool down, so work on the other side and just switch it back and forth. If you get too much before you heat set it, you can, you know, flick it off, brush it off. I like the imperfection of it, so I tend to not do that. Okay, then I'll do down this side. Here. And I'm going to just do this on the tips here. I don't want it perfect. Kind of want it clumpy, actually. And then I bend up this wing and just do a little bit along here so you can get the separation of the wing there. So a simple die, you can make it so pretty. And out of, you know, cheap leftover stuff. And then I'm just going to put it right in the eyeball, like that. There it is. Put that on the white so you can see it. Pretty, right? I think it's pretty. Whoop, where are we? I hate telephoto. I never know which way to go. And being upside down too for me. Now, the other thing you can do is stuff like this, where this is also a die, and I want to turn this into a flap, but instead of inking it, I want to make it gold. So again, you take this, and you take your gold, and you do the exact same thing. The only difference is when you're working on paper, this is photo paper. I'm going to widen out a bit, guys. When you're working on photo paper, it's very absorbent. So you can't just, you know, go all the way around and then dip, dip, dip. You can't do that. It dries, so it won't stick. So I do it in very small increments, and like seriously small. I go like that and like that. That's it. And sometimes that doesn't even work, you know. You try and be really quick with it. But of course, if you don't get it everywhere you want, you can always go back and, you know, add to it. But I like to, you know, get the first part of it quite done. And yes, you can do this and dip and then continue, but then I find I get a lot of powder on the end of my brush here. So, I mean, I do it, but it's a bit of a pain. Like I said, I don't want it perfect. I don't want perfect. I like it organic, shall we call it? Just whatever will be, will be. We do the que sera, sera. Okay. So, I can give you an update, you guys. I had my weigh-in on April the 1st, and I'm down 19 pounds. So, 1 pound to my first goal. Actually, my first goal was to get into some of my clothes, which I've done. And we have exactly 3 weeks today before we're on the island of Maui. So I don't have a lot more time to be losing weight. Had to buy a few things. Because I think I literally had 3 tops in my wardrobe that actually fit. I have some that are smaller, but yeah, I'm not small enough yet for those. So I had to go shopping. And I gotta say, I wish we had JCPenney here in Canada. I love JCPenney. They have such a nice variety of clothes. And I love Liz Claiborne. I tend to wear her stuff. So needless to say, we're going down for another shopping trip before we leave. My girlfriend that's coming for the last part of my trip, she needs a bathing suit and some pants. She can't find them here. My mother-in-law needs a bathing suit. And I'm good. I don't need anything. I'd rather spend my money in Hawaii. So, but I'm going down because I like going down. We'll probably hit Costco. There's certain things at the US Costco that we don't carry in the Canadian Costco. I do not know why that is, but it is. I didn't like that. Let's do that again. And I didn't put enough on this, so we'll do that. It's also kind of a nice way to firm up your edges a little bit. And this die is pretty delicate. A lot of cutouts. Okay, so that jazzed that up. Kind of like that. And then I think what I might do, should I or shouldn't I? I'm thinking of inking as well. No, I think I'll leave it. Okay, so let's do this first. I've been kind of working like page by page. So that's the back of the flap. This is the front of the flap. I really like the way that turned out. Really pretty. And we're just going to glue it. And what I think I'll do when I've glued it is add a little bit of stickles for the eye, which then of course I'll have to set it aside to dry. But since this is just a tutorial, I can come back maybe before I leave. I really want to get this book done before I leave. I'm struggling, you guys. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because the weather's been so great, so warm here. We've already in BC had the first forest fire. Really sad. I mean, we're not even in summer yet, so I can only imagine what that's going to look like this summer. But it went right from lots of snow in the mountains and stuff. We did have snow too, but not too bad. Actually, not bad at all compared to years prior. But more than usual for us. The sun came out, dried everything up, and then it got hot. For spring, you know. So I guess that wasn't too good for some areas of BC. I might have to go back after that's dried and re-glue a couple spots, but then I'll take my stickles. Now I just have to decide on what color. Now, as you can tell, I have a lot of stickles. That's only one. I have two. So I could do a light pink, or I could do a bright yellow. I could do gold. Well, let's try the pink first. I find the pink isn't very shiny. It's called Cotton Candy, but it's not as sparkly as the other ones that I have. I'll try that. I don't think I'm going to like the pink. But let's do a little pink. And let's do a little yellow. Very subtle. I'm going to hold it right up to the camera. Wait a minute. I have to find where you guys are. Hang on. This is so weird. It's not showing, is it? Shoot. Not enough light. Hang on. Let's see if I can move my light. No, it's not going to work. Shoot. I don't know where the camera is. No, I have not been drinking. There. Okay, maybe you can see that. I could open up my curtain again too. Okay. I might have to open up my curtain again. Okay, that's that. Then I wanted to show you, so I'm going to set that aside, let it dry. I wanted to show you, this is stuff I've been working on, you know, when I'm bored and I don't know what else to do. I'm not sure, but I think I showed you guys this one. I know I've used it, but it has two different flowers on it. I've done them so that they mirror each other. I've used them throughout the book. I have not put them in the store. This is not in the store either. I want to get a collection of different colored flowers, and then I think I want to do a bunch of different butterflies too. And maybe dragonflies if I can find some nice ones that I can do my thing with. So look for those in the store. It'll be a small ephemera pack. Okay. Yeah, I planned on using this one in the book because it's really pretty color. So, and like I said, you can do so many things with die cuts or punches. This is a punch. You could do the exact same thing. All I would do with something like this is put it through a folder, like a Sizzix folder, and emboss it. Give it some raised spots, and then you can, you know, either ink them or do both. Ink them and then clear embossing over top of that. Then you've got, you know, a really neat, really inexpensive doodad. The word's not coming, but you know what I mean. Anyway, maybe what I'll do before I close this off is just show you some of the stuff I've been working on in the book. Okay, I need to put this here so that I don't lose my spot because this page doesn't go there. Okay, so it's going to be pretty, let's widen out some more. There we go. Pretty simple, the book itself. Lots of journaling. So on this one there is a flip, and then I've put the little envelope. There's something in the envelope. I'm not going to show you everything because there will be a flip through. And then on this side, so there's the cutout. Okay, this one I just trimmed off in gold pen just to give it some interest. And then, you know, I flip that out. And we've got plain old journal pages. Now, this is the finished notebook. So I just backed it on this lightweight cardstock. So you could take it right out, throw it in a bag or whatever. And I added a couple of extra pages. So you can write on, obviously, this side and this side. So you basically have 12 pages. I think I did 6 of those on the belly band. So it just slides into the belly band and stays there. And then one of the envelopes tucked in there, and in the envelope I've added the note, the little note card. I have to print some of them out. I don't know what I did, but I had some sitting on my desk, and I must have had glue on my fingers or something, and I glued them to something else. So when I tried to take them apart, I wrecked them. So I'll salvage them and do something with them. Here's the bag. So this is what I did with the bag. I cut it down the center, folded it inside, well, I actually folded it outside, and glued that down to give it a little bit more stability there. Added this little cute little die cut. Now these are from the 6x6 notepad, and I think it's Prima. I think it's a Prima. And they had all these cute little squares. There's another one I've got somewhere on the desk here. Oh man, if you could only see, oh here it is. Only see my desk. Isn't that cute? So I plan on using that somewhere too. And added the little die cut of bird. And then I printed out this one, even though it does go with, this is the page I designed for Pretty in Pink, I think. And, or no, A Passion for Pink. And I'm just going to fold it up and slip it in there. I just haven't decided how I'm going to fold it yet. But this I did so that you could flip it up and still use the journal spot. Here's an envelope that I altered. I added one of these little guys, and it's got a spot for a tag. And then you flip it over, and I added the flower here that's doubled. One day I'll show you how I do these. They're pretty simple. You know, it'd been so long since I'd done one that I actually stared at it for the longest time. Put one together and went, what did I just do? And yeah, had to do it all over again. But these are really cute little paper clips. And like I say, these ones are in the store. And then I've just added one of the little envelopes, which I will put something in. Haven't done that yet. And in here I've added the note paper. So I made some note paper, and it will likely be a free printout. Once I've finished the book, I'll put it in the store as a free download. It'll come like that, one yellow, one pink. You can just cut them out. So I printed those out a couple times so that I could put it in the other one. And on this side I added one of the ovals so that I could make a tuck spot. And then on this side is the petal pocket. So there's a couple of postcard type things in there. Now you can do it, you know, where it's separate like this, or if you choose, you can glue it right to a page if you don't care that this doesn't show, and then open it that way. I've done it couple different ways myself with other people's kits. And I've added a tag in that side. But I left this so that you could actually write on that spot too. And let's see if I've done anything else. I think this is almost done. There's a notebook there. And a postcard there. I don't want to crimp that. And okay, here's the other side of the flip. So there's another little paper clip with a tag as a side pocket, but you can write on here if you choose, or stick a photo. It just goes there. You can open up right on this side and here, and then it's got a pocket behind here that I've just added the notebook to. Now there was a reason I had that sticking out, but I don't remember now. It was to remind myself of something. Well, clearly didn't work. And then this side I did as a magnet. You open that up, then you've got another little notebook and just some layering. And that's on that page that I showed you. That will be included in something. This is from one of the vintage stuff kits, the butterfly. I had it cut out already, so no, I didn't. I had it partially cut out, I guess. Stuck those in there, and I think that's it. Yes, that's it. So that's what I've done so far in the book. Gotta find that page that I was working on so that I can finish it later. Okay, what did I do with it? Here. Oh, I'll have to find it later. Anyway, that's what I've been up to. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. The weekend's almost upon us, so have a great weekend, you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.